So when the winter came along, there was accommodation.
Many places associated with Saradhya Ras, Lila, in which Krishna disappeared and taken with him possibly Srimati Radhika, left the Rasa dance, and the gopis went searching for him. So we've seen different places associated with that Ras Lila. Here it's another Ras Lila. Govardhan Giriraj is just nearby behind you, and here Rasanta Ras is taking place. During Rasanta Ras, Srimati Radhika herself, she left the Rasa dance. And Krishna, when he realized that she wasn't there anymore, he went looking for her. And he came to this place. When the other gopis, also grief-stricken not to see Krishna anymore, amidst them, in separation, they went looking for him. They came here. But he wanted to meet with Srimati Radhika. He didn't want to meet with the gopis. So when they came, he assumed the form of Lord Narayan. He took that 400 form that we see here in the temple. So when they saw him, they were not attracted at all. They just put away and said, "Oh, Lord Narayan, have you seen Krishna?" Begging, "No, can you tell us where is the Lord of our heart?" So simply offered obeisances, asked him, and they went their way. So a little after Srimati Radhika, she came. But when Krishna saw Radhika, he couldn't play the same trick anymore. He couldn't have this, maintain his Narayan path. So two of his arms went into his stomach, belly. Therefore the place is called Peta. Peta means belly in Sanskrit. This place is called Petagram. Krishna could not maintain that path when she came. She overpowered him. So it is said this place is very special for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas because they always want to see Srimati Radhika's superiority to Krishna. When we sing Radhika Raman, the common understanding is, oh, Krishna who is enjoying or who is served by Srimati Radhika. But for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, especially all lines, Sarasvat line, no, Krishna who is serving Srimati Radhika. So this is a special glory of Radharani's love, that she is controlling completely Krishna. He cannot maintain, he cannot play any trick on her. She is completely overpowering him. He is Madan Mohan, but she is Madan Mohan Mohini. And she is among all the Shaktis, among all the Sakis of Krishna. Although he has countless crores and crores of beloved, she is the most beloved. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has asserted Srimati Radhika's superior position due to this Vasantira. He says this is the reason, the proof that Srimati Radhika is superior to all of the kantas, all of the kantis, or beloved Shri Krishna.
You know, Padamotri see the personification of Srimati Radhika. At when Srimati Radhika, she became at, that means she became man, Salki. So, also couple years before, we saw also that Kadamba trees, but now these Kadamba trees also disappear. And so kids about Balabhadra, that is called Balabhadra Kunda. So, just now, Prabhuji also described very nice, beautiful pastimes. This is a very important place of the Gaudiya Vaishnava. All our Guru Varga, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Srinivas Acharya, and all our Guru Vargas, Prabhupada, Tindra Prabhupada, Prakash Kesava Goswami Maharaj, and our Bhagavad Gurudeva. And every year we are coming in this place, so I try to glorify about this place. Actually, we are close to गिरिराज गोवर्धन, बोलो गिरिराज महाराज की. This is the valley of, actually we are sitting, the valley of Giriraj Govardhan. This is the place of Gocharan Bhumi, that is called the cow grazing land. So, and also Krishna, and we are very close to another place. Later we will go, that is called Chandra Sarovar. When we will go and we will be Vaishnavas, they will be also glorified about Chandra Sarovar.
Ojalá excelente.
बताओ तब जब दिन भर में सेवा कराया, सांप का आगे तेरे गोद में सो दिया, तब वक्त के स्टेज सुझाया. भैया ये बताओ
Let's go. Ew! Bro, what is that? It's afterbirth. It looks like. Shit. It's just shit, dude. You see that shit? Oh my god, this is big shit. That's a rat, man. It's a rat. Yeah. Oh my god. You don't like that head, man. I don't like that head at all.
इसका नाम है
ऐसे मुख पकड़ लिया है, दांत है. Poison name? Poison? They put some medicine in his mouth that kills the poison. मंत्र करते से विष खत्म करते हैं ना, ऐसे कुछ शरीर करके. No, I like to wrap it around your neck.
That's okay. Get a camera. I'll do it. Raise Kishore, I'll do it.
We should have a thing.
Who has the camera?
I'm gonna do it.
I want to do it.
Go get Kishore's camera.
Right over there, dude. He's like 3 times.
Oh, I didn't hear you once.
अंत के कोई उनको संप्रदाय में देखा, कोई जूता चप्पल व्यवहार नहीं कर सकते हैं. और एक ही दिन में 10 राधा के नाम अनमोल सुर राधे राधे बोलत राधे राधे डोलत राधे राधे बोलत राधे राधे बोलत राधे राधे डोलत राधा आओ राधे राधे
Ой, слушай, я не вижу.
सबसे मस्त नहीं हो सके। जैसे वृंदावन में ठीक समीर सब समय चलता है, किंतु वहां पर धीर ठीक हो गया। ऐसे यहाँ पर ब्रह्मा के एक रात्रि पर्यंत था, चंद्रही वहां पर स्थिर हो गए और राग दर्शन करने लगे, इसलिए इसका नाम हुआ चंद्र सरोवर। यहाँ ये हुआ वही पदार्थ लीला हुई है, उसीलिए उसके निर्दर्शन के लिए, स्मृति के लिए बद्रीनाथ जी ने वो चंद्र सरोवर दुआ करके उसका नाम दे दिया। काशी में जमुनावती स्थान है, छोड़कर के अड्डी के पास से है। अड्डी तो शायद नहीं दिया था परिचय। अड्डी है, जमुनावती है, यहाँ पर जमुना नदी बहती थी, उसका भी चिन्ह है राज गोवर्धन से पास में।
So many of the main forests in Brajamanda, Bhadravan, Bandirvan, Belvan, Lohavan, Mahavan, Madhuvan, Bahulavan, Nalavan, etc., Vrindavan, never come to this place. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad explains, Vrindavan Yam Udara Pani Ramana Tatrapi Govardhana. Vrindavan is such an elevated spiritual place because Rasa Leela takes place there. But Govardhana, Udarapani, this Govardhan, in comparison with Vrindavan, is a superior spiritual abode. So, on the way to Kirat Govardhan today, all devotees have visited Aitagam. In this place, it happened that during Rasa Leela, Krishna had disappeared from the gopis and they were searching for him here and there. So Krishna, because he's very mischievous, he manifested a four-handed form. And when the gopis saw this, they gave pranam and went on their way. But when Radhika came, as Radhika was approaching, Krishna, he completely forgot his opulence and his two arms went inside. So two arms entering inside. After this, the place that is being called Paitagam. This place is very important for Gaudiya Vaishnavas because this place is a testimony to the fact that Shri Krishna is controlled by the praying of Srimati Radhika. Also, today devotees have been to Parasoli. Parasoli has been called by Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami Rasoli. Here, Sri Krishna Chandra performed Rasa Leela, and the sun, the moon, Chandra, upon seeing this astonishing pastime, he became stunned. Usually the moon moves through the sky, but the moon became stunned and stayed in one position for an entire day of his Brahma, or one night of his Brahma. Just as in Deer Samir in Vrindavan, where Rasa Leela was being performed, the wind became stunned and its flow was checked. So in the same way, seeing the ecstatic pastime of Rasa Leela at Chandra Sarovar, the moon became stunned. So when Bhadranath came here, he excavated this kund and called it Chandra Sarovar to commemorate this pastime. Very close by is a place where once the Nanda Baba and the cowherd men, they were grazing cows on the top of Govardhan. And the Krishna and the cowboys were grazing the cows in the bottom of the valley. But what happened? Even though these calves were somewhat older, the cows, they came running after them with so much attraction and affection for them. And the cows, maybe they tried to stop the cows, but they could not. And they were somewhat angry, but when they saw their children, the cow boys at the bottom, they also became overwhelmed with affection and forgot everything. Why? Because all these calves and these boys, they were all Krishna. This pastime took place during the Brahma Vimohan Mela, and Krishna had become all the calves and the boys. And therefore, no one could understand why they were feeling such extraordinary affection for them. Only Bhagavan could understand this.
मनस शिक्षा उच्चते मधुर वक्तमाने जिभावा जय स्वादर्शन मधुरावती नीता भक्ति रसात्मक मधुरात्मको मनीश्वरी भक्ति रसामी सिंधु ग्रंथ 7 लोगों के लिए है.
Now Srila Gurudeva prays. Samprapne dushatvam means I am wicked and my wickedness is pretension. To be a pretender is the vice of the conditioned souls. When the jivas are pure in their liberated state, by nature they are very simple and honest. But when the living entities are afflicted by avidya, ignorance, then at once they become deceitful, they become proud, they become obsessed with accumulating honor and reputation. They become hypocritical, immoral, they lose all conception of what is tattva, reality, and they lose the conception of their identity and relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when by the influence of sadhu sangha, they begin to consider themselves to be completely worthless and more insignificant than a blade of grass, when by the influence of sadhu sangha, they start to give respect to others according to their appropriate positions. And in this mood, when they take complete shelter of Harinam, then Krishna and his beloved associates bestow mercy upon that living entity, and they attain the very rare commodity of Krishna praying. So in this verse, Srila Gurudeva says, "Dadak Ujjwalamaso Premamrita." Oh, please bestow upon me the nectar of Ujjwala Prema. So now, in the commentary, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains the meaning of Ujjwala Prema. The word Ujjwala, which means blazing or radiant, it refers to Shringarasa, the romantic mood. This is also known as Madhurya Rasa. In Ujjwala Nilamani, in the chapter called Nayaka Bhed Pakara, varieties of heroes, Srila Rupa Goswami has described this Madhurya Rasa. He said, the 5 primary mellows of Shanta Jasa Sakya Vatsali and Madhurya have been discussed in Sri Bhakti Samrita Sindhu. Madhurya Rasa is the prominent rasa among all the other varieties. It is the foremost, and all the other 4 rasas have been described elaborately in Bhakti Samrita Sindhu, but Madhurya Rasa has only been hinted at. Why? Because Srila Rupa Goswami then after Bhakti Samrita Sindhu, in his Grantha Ujjwala Nilamani, he has elaborately described Ujjwala Rasa. Because a separate treatise was required to discuss this vast subject. Madhurya Ras has been discussed separately because it is also very confidential, very mysterious and difficult to understand. So there are three reasons why Madhurya Rasa is extremely unintelligible for the general devotees. First of all, those devotees who render service in the other four rasas, they are not eligible to understand Madhurya Rasa. It is only to be understood by those who have taken complete shelter of this one rasa exclusively. The second reason, among those who have taken exclusive shelter of Madhurya Rasa, it is very rare that any of them can relish this rasa. Why? Because they are not expert in tasting it, because they do not have appropriate sanskars. It means that to taste this rasa, one, at the time of bhavana, meditation, we will have to realize Sthai bhav, Vibhav, Anubhav, Sakakabhav, Vyapacharibhav, and mix them together in the correct proportions so that Chandalino Rasa Manikas. So because most devotees are bereft of the appropriate sanskars, they are not experts at mixing together the rasa samagri, the five parts which are the ingredients of rasa, and therefore they cannot relish that rasa. Thirdly, Madhurya Rasa is attained by following Raga Marga. So those sadhaks whose hearts are affected by material desire, they are unqualified. And those who are attracted by or obsessed with Vaidhi Bhakti, they also cannot attain this rasa, because it cannot be attained by following Vaidhi Bhakti, only by following purely Raga Marga Bhakti. So, because the types of devotees who are obstructed by these three types of disqualification are not eligible to understand Madhurya Rasa, therefore it is inappropriate to glorify Madhurya Rasa in their presence. And therefore, Srila Gurudeva Swami has not elaborated on Madhurya Rasa in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Those who are in Vaidhi Marg, they should cultivate the knowledge which has been given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. So, another reason why this is very confidential is that without the help, without the guidance of Kama, and without the mercy of Sri Guru, it is not possible. Without the help, without the mercy and the guidance of Sri Guru, it is not possible to realize Madhurya Rasa. Srila Gurudeva raised the question, why is it that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was such a learned scholar, he went and he took shelter of the lotus feet of Srila Gopishwar Bhakti Maharaj, who was illiterate. Why? Because Srila Gopishwar Bhakti Maharaj, Viparlanakara Sambodhe, he was always drowned in the endless ocean of love and separation from the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. And this is what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted to receive. If one simply becomes learned, he will not be able to realize his good. Where will it come from? It will come by the blessing and mercy of a Rasik, Rupa Durga, Tathagya Vaishnava, who himself has realized all these things. If one's Guru, Dikshiguru, Shikshiguru, they have not realized this Madhurya Rasa, they will not be able to bless their Anugatya, those who are under their guidance, to realize this Madhurya Rasa. Rati is called sky bar. It's a permanent food, and it is of 5 types: Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. For example, Vatsalya Rati is the sthayi bar of Madhurya Rasa. The Madhya Shoda, her Rati is Vatsalya Rati, and this is the sthayi bar, or the permanent sentiment, which is the basis of Madhurya Rasa. When this combines with the 4 other elements or ingredients of rasa, rasa samagri, namely vibhav, anubhav, satyakabhav, and vyakacharibhav, when they are integrated together, this is called bhakti rasa. So, Srila Gurudeva explained the individual components of rasa, rasa samagri. After sthayibhav, there is vibhav. Vibhav means that which stimulates rati. It intensifies rati, so it's called vibhav. This vibhav is divided into 2 parts: alamban and udipana. Alamban is divided into 2 parts: the object of love, that is called Vishayalamban, the object of love, Shri Krishna himself, and Ashrayalamban, the abodes of love. For example, in Madhurya Rasa, the abodes of love are the gopis themselves. The qualities of Krishna and the gopis are udipana, or stimulants, and udipana is also included in vibhav. So, when Krishna and the gopis perform their pastimes, they become permeated with sattvic bhavs, 8 types of bodily transformations. And also they experience 33 vyabhachari bhavs, or transitory assisting emotions, which rise and fall like waves in the ocean of the sky bhav. So when a devotee is practicing sadhana bhakti, he attains bhava bhakti. At that time, his own sky bhav becomes manifest. Gradually, he becomes qualified to perceive in his meditation the other components of rasa. And when they mix together, then he attains the state of rasa. The appearance of rasa signifies the appearance of prema. So the pastimes of Shri Krishna in Vrindavan, performed with his beloved gopis throughout Brajamandal, and which have been described by Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunath Goswami, Srila Vishwanath Thakur, and other acharyas, are examples of this rasa. So those who by great fortune, they agree to attain Madhurya rasa, they must follow the rules of the gopis of Vrindavan. Even though they may attain greed, if a person does not have any appropriate sanskars, he still cannot attain this bhakti rasa. So gradually, by mercy of Guru Vaishnava, we should follow the practice of bhakti and praying again and again with intense longing and feeling anguish in his heart, feeling deprived and bereft of this supreme nectar. And if you go on doing sadhana bhajan in this way, when Srimati Radhika bestows her mercy on such a person, then the rays of Lagini Shakti will flood that person's heart and bring about the appearance of rasa. This is the method to attain rasa. There is no other way. Atmananda. But the experience of realizing that the soul is distinct from matter is very insignificant in comparison to Paramananda. That is the highest joy which comes from service, devotional service. Prem Sevananda. The joy of being liberated from the bodily conception of life is like the light of a firefly compared to the sunlight of the happiness of praying seva. As long as the tiny jiva remains unacquainted with Premananda, he thinks that Brahmananda is something valuable. Only when he gets the shelter of Ladini Shakti can the insignificant Atma attain Paramananda. So the method to receive that Ladini Shakti is explained here. When the living entity hears about the moods of the eternal resident of Braja, who are Ragatnik Jana, eternal associates, then a greed may awaken in his heart to attain a mood which is similar to theirs. When this greed occurs, what should he do? He should take complete shelter of the lotus feet of one of the Sakhis of Srimati Radhika, one of the Sakhis or one of her Manjaris, and he should serve that Manjari with great humility. By thus rendering continuous service, one's eligibility to render more service gradually increases in proportion to the development of one's capabilities. Only by the mercy of a Sakhi can one receive the mercy of Srimati Radhika. The more one attains mercy, the more the Ladini Shakti is transmitted into one's heart. And this will gradually become Nitya Premamani Seva, eternal loving service of Radha and Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Arati. Viva Jayo, Jayo Gorachande, Arati Kasobha. Viva Jayo, Jayo
Curioso.